Well, hello to everyone, and a big welcome for today's webinar. I'm your presenter for today, and my name is Nikki Rundlet. I'm the Energy Business Segment Lead at Beijer Electronics, and I am entirely focused on all things energy related, from oil and gas to solar to wind energy, and I'm based over in the state of Maine, over in the United States. I have a background in chemical engineering and also in technical sales involving instrumentation and steam systems, and now into automation. Beijer Electronics Group started out over 100 years ago as a component supplier in Sweden. At the time, the vast majority of their sales were generated through third-party products. However, as the years and decades moved forward, Beijer provided innovation and acquisitions to build out their portfolio. Today, we are a global presence with 3 independent business entities which supply smart automation and industrial communication products. Today, a majority of our sales are from the products that we have actually developed. We certainly like to be aware of and contribute to the subsegments and applications that which we have a respectable global potential. Here we see that the compound annual growth rate, or CAGR for short, for the genset market for the next 5 years is 5.9%, or around 246 billion SEK by the year 2026. The growth is expected to be comparable globally, which is why this is an attractive application for us. Also, fuel sources for gensets are also very flexible, allowing for mobile transport of diesel to more remote areas where natural gas piping infrastructure is limited as of today. And obviously, we see some other markets which have a higher growth rate regionally. However, with the global size of the market, along with where our products fit into the installations around the world, this seems to be a good fit for Beijer Electronics products. A few factors that are present in the power generation market which make it an attractive arena for Beijer to compete in. For instance, Beijer has success in an industrialized market space which require ruggedized products. Couple that with the fact that the genset market is an established one and not as prone to huge market changes as we have witnessed with the market such as EV chargers, we should feel pretty confident that we will not be as prone to chasing a moving target. One possible shift in fuel sources will be in natural gas as distribution infrastructure is expanded to more remote areas. Gensets are often categorized by their power ratings, and this circular chart shows the global breakdown by their kVA, or kilovolt ampere power rating. I'm also showing on the side of the slide the types of users and the power requirements of each, broken down into several groupings. As you can see, the majority of market share is in the 1000 kilovolt ampere and lower categories. Also, you may come across actual and apparent power of the generator, with the actual power expressed in kilowatts and the apparent power in kilovolt amps, and calculated by knowing the power factor of that particular genset. The main components are again shown here, but I really want to focus on the various signals which are of importance to the maintenance staff or operations group. Sensors throughout the genset are providing information back to a genset controller, which is shown in number 6 in the picture. And in many cases, these signals are actually hardwired back to the control panel and oftentimes directly to the genset controller itself, which controls the operation and safety aspects of the genset. And while we may not provide the sensors, as you all may know, how these signals are conveyed to appropriate personnel are where we certainly get involved. Okay, and especially in today's world of digitalization, there's no reason not to provide data to the personnel who need it remote to the actual genset itself. And several companies exist today which provide remote monitoring services, whether you are the maintenance foreman for a paper mill, fuel provider who schedules mobile fuel deliveries to keep the gensets running, or even the genset rental companies which need the run hours in order to bill their customers correctly. Beijer Electronics, one of our sister divisions, can actually provide a vast majority of this information in a number of different ways. And in the case on this slide, this advertisement is for a provider separate from the actual genset itself. So my point in showing this slide is, in addition to the genset manufacturers themselves, we also strive to provide products for the end user who owns the gensets, the service provider who is contracted to maintain the gensets at a facility, or even the system integrator who provides the control and monitoring strategies. At Beijer, we recognize that when our customers require power, They want to feel confident that their gensets are available when needed and will remain a reliable source of power. But when something goes bump in the night, and they surely do, and there are conditions which may interfere with the operation of the genset, the customer also wants to be notified immediately to a potential problem before it occurs. Predictive maintenance requires sensors, data communication products, remote access to the genset, and IIoT connectivity. Also, as many of you know, gensets don't typically sit in a clean room environment with dust-free air, constant temperatures, and no rain. In fact, just the opposite. Gensets are often located outdoors in the elements, or at the very least, in widely varying temperature conditions. In addition, gensets create electromagnetic fields which can wreak havoc with signals and create a high vibration environment. You need your control and communication equipment to be rugged and reliable to withstand such conditions. Beijer has over 40 plus years of experience manufacturing rugged HMIs. Our controllers are based on the open protocol Codesys so that you are not locked into just one company to supply your PLCs and the proprietary software to program them. Gensets are used for on-demand power in remote areas where electricity is not readily available, for emergency power for critical operations, and for peak shaving during high-demand power conditions. In any of these cases, being able to remotely access and control the gensets are necessary capabilities for the user. Our HMIs, which are local to the genset, have built-in features such as VNC viewing for controlling the unit from a remote location, as well as SMS texting or email so that alerts may be sent to the phone of the technician or emails sent to the maintenance planner. Our network devices offer an industrial-grade communication backbone to ensure redundancy in your communication networks. Also, our technical support teams are ready to support you and are second to none in the field. Even when the gensets are running smoothly and as expected, there are still conditions which need to be monitored, such as fuel levels, hours of operating time, and generator efficiency. COVID has accelerated acceptance of remote monitoring technology, as we all know. Actionable insights and user-friendly products are necessary to assist our customers manage the transition. We not only have the control products which are required on the genset itself, but also have the various network switches, routers, 5G LTEs, and cloud gateways to help integrate all of the various components seamlessly so that information is available to the right people when needed. In other words, as this slide describes, the right data to the right people in order to make the right decisions. Whether you want to receive the data via a cloud dashboard on a tablet device, via an SMS text message to your phone, or as an audible alarm in a control room, we have the products to make sure that the right people have the data that they need. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, now we're showing how you can have a complete overview of not only a genset, but also for all of the auxiliary equipment necessary to support the genset along with the entire facility, such as alternate fuel system equipment, scrubber systems, battery storage banks, central lubrication systems, and etc. And with an extensive driver list, a library on board our HMIs and edge gateway devices as a standard offering, information can be readily exchanged between systems and processes. Redundant and secure networks can be provided wherever and whenever critical data cannot be interrupted. The products discussed in this particular application are shown on this slide. For our operator interface, we have the rugged X2 Extreme HMI, which is rated for high vibration, has an IP66 ingress protection rating, and temperature ranges from -30 to +70 C operating. The software package used to program the X2 Extreme is our iX developer, our very intuitive and powerful software with over 100 different drivers so that regardless of the controller you might use, our HMIs can communicate and act as a protocol converter. If your application requires a controller for either the genset or the auxiliary operations, the Nexto Express may be the perfect match. With J1939 protocol and Modbus on board, coupled with its own built-in I/O, this is a perfect complement to gensets, which typically have a finite and manageable number of inputs and outputs. BCS Tools software is the Codesys-based programming software used to program these compact PLCs, along with their modular range of products. Okay, the supporting cast of products for this particular application start with our new M Series IO and the controllers which offer hot swap redundancy for the most critical operations, coupled with marine and hazardous area certifications for gensets on and offshore. Optional network modules also allows the users to connect devices utilizing other communication protocols, such as Profibus. For the data communication backbone, our sister division, Coronix, offers unmanaged Ethernet switches, which meet the standards typically required for genset installations. And for auxiliary systems or other equipment that are located in the facility where the gensets reside, our wide range of frequency inverters can handle the larger motor sizes with up to an IP66 ingress protection rating themselves. And when we say powerful and user-friendly, we mean it, which is why we have created the smart engineering objects for our smart store found on the Beijer Electronics website. These software objects offer connectivity applications as well as templates for our HMI software, which I will show later in a later slide, and also offer customized code for side applications such as recipe management and MJPEG capabilities. The gear symbol in the checkbox indicates that these are applications which are downloadable from our smart store. Application number 2, we are going to be building onto the first application where we expand the scope to include multiple gensets now as a part of a facility's overall power system. And as the network expands and becomes more complicated, managed switches may be utilized to provide secure and redundant connections throughout the facility. In addition, our cloud VPN device also allows for remote access to the gensets and auxiliary operations. Troubleshooting can be accomplished remotely, and software updates do not require a technician to be on site. Data can be readily exchanged between gensets to ensure proper load balancing and power sharing. And the HMIs can be used for local control and to provide access to information which is global to that particular genset. For this application, you would utilize the same products that we discussed in application 1 while adding the additional products that are shown on this slide. The Cloud VPN Gateway is your cyber secure connection to the gensets from a remote location. Coronix's network management system software provides the user-friendly configuration and monitoring package to manage mission-critical networks. Our industrial-grade managed switches are available in a wide variety of port numbers, layers, and redundant fiber connections. And last but not least, utilizing the WebIQ Designer allows the user to create web-based HMIs and dashboards for viewing and interacting with remotely. WebIQ offers standard OPC UA interfaces, and there's a wide variety of widgets which can be used to build out the screens and dashboards with minimal programming knowledge required. Our last application will now focus on the universe of 5G connectivity and the power that is enabled by connecting your process to the cloud and third-party devices. As with application 2, we are continuing to zoom out from the original one genset monitoring and expanding the reach into the cloud. Via an MQTT client coupled with our 5G JetWave Gateway connection to our Zero Plus Cloud platform, a world of analytics and predictive actionable insights into your gensets are possible. And whether it's a fleet manager in one part of the country monitoring their rental fleet of gensets, or whether it's a local technician responsible for maintaining a small number of gensets, the world of predictive maintenance are brought to a new level for almost any type of customer. And now the products for this particular application involve, we would utilize the products from the previous 2, and then now adding the new 5G JetWave Gateway. And it's the key to providing a very fast and robust device, which is not as vulnerable to outside interference. And our Zero Plus Cloud platform is the cloud platform which provides the jump board for sending and storing data in the cloud for further analytics and communication to the right individuals. Our X2 HMIs and Box 2 Edge controllers all come IoT ready so that a client can activate a Zero Plus at any time. And I've pulled a slide that I developed for another presentation to show some of the key values that our rugged X2 HMIs and iX Developer, offer to our customers. And in many of these features, they're applicable to the genset industry, which I thought I'd highlight here on this slide. So for the X2 Extreme displays themselves, we offer a completely sealed version, which can be used on the outside of a genset enclosure to prevent unnecessary exposure for operators that are going out to monitor the unit. We have a high EMI tolerance that allows for closer installation to the actual generator itself. We have high vibration specs, and as I mentioned previously, we have a wide temperature spec and ingress protection as well for outdoor installations. And for the IX developer software, we have a C# scripting, which allows for open programmability. We have a VNC viewer as standard. We have data logging, trends, audit trail, which are all standard to the IX developer software. And we have an extensive list of drivers, like I mentioned before, with over 100 manufacturers of controllers represented. And our smart engineering modules are being developed on a weekly basis. So please go check those out when you have a chance on our website. And complementing the IX developer software and also to the genset market, we are developing templates for our focus applications, such as this sample genset template, so that customers can get a head start in their projects. Obviously, each genset manufacturer offers different sizes and layouts, but the general equipment is similar. And these templates provide an idea of how to utilize IX Developer in your application and get the most out of the powerful features built into the software. Our FAEs are available to answer what-if type scenarios and can help you in the design of your project. Here, I wanted to just mention the breadth of coverage in our data communication products. From 5-port unmanaged switches all the way up to level 3 switches with power over Ethernet capability, DIN rail to rack mount, and with various world area standards on board, we have you covered. And as I previously mentioned, our LTE and Wi-Fi wireless JetWave products help connect your gensets to the cloud, whether they are in a remote area, in a facility, or on a mobile rental skid trucked to a different location every week. In the automation pyramid that I'm showing here, I just wanted to make sure that our customers take note of the fact that we offer products which fulfill the requirements of each level, ranging from servos, motion controllers, and remote I/O at the process level, all the way up to very robust level 3 switches, which manage the entire communication traffic for your facility so that your gensets don't get lost in the data highway and have the priority they need to operate in a mission-critical operation, such as a hospital or data center. Okay, with over 40 years of experience in the display systems and data communication markets, we have built strong partnerships with the impressive companies which you see here. With our focus being devoted to the 4 segments of infrastructure, energy, marine, and manufacturing, we will develop products and features specific to those areas without distraction. Our field application engineers are globally positioned to help our customers assemble the solution they need. While some manufacturers strive to offer the lowest cost products, Beijer Electronics focuses on building reliable and durable quality products which spend the most time in the applications that they were designed for and not going into landfills prematurely. And don't take our word for it. Here we're showing a couple of customer cases. And as the previous slides, you don't take our word for it. We, of course, offer an extensive list of customer cases which appear on the Beijer Electronics website. And a couple of these cases shown here showcase applications involving gensets and the power industry. And in the case of Anglo-Belgian Corporation, who produces larger gensets for both marine and onshore customers, they needed a flexible solution which could be used in several of their product lines with certifications which include both marine and land-based agencies. Hex Power, on the other hand, required HMIs with the high resistance to electromagnetic interference, but also provided them with best-in-class technical support. And that's why they chose Beijer Electronics. And in this further breakdown of the Anglo-Belgian Corporation, you can see that they chose the X2 Marine 15, which is displayed in the picture here. It's used for genset monitoring and control. And what you can notice here is they actually have utilized the white label option, where they have the genset proudly displayed along with their company name on the HMI itself. And as I mentioned before, they wanted a high-end HMI solution, but they also wanted to have easy integration with some of the other engine components so they can use just one operator terminal for the entire system. So we definitely have showcased this on our website as well, so please go check that out. And with that, I think I am at the end of my slide deck. We'll conclude the webinar for today, but I did want to thank everybody once again for attending. So thank you very much, everyone.